We're live on Thorncliffe Park Drive. It's been more than 24 hours since an electrical fire broke out, and some residents still don't know when they're going to be able to return home.
We're also following developing international news. Airbus has ordered an immediate software change on its best-selling aircraft. It could impact 6,000 jets around the world.
And we might not have received a lot of snow in the city, but a winter storm's expected to linger into the city in this weekend in Simcoe County and other parts of Ontario.
Keep those shovels handy, and it is going to start looking a lot more like Christmas in the city this weekend. We're live at a Harbourfront Center where Winterfest is set to begin tonight.
This is Live at 5. Good evening. I'm Bakari Savage.
And I'm Melissa Duggan. Welcome to Live at 5. Residents of 2 Thorncliffe Park high-rises, they remain out of their apartments following a fire that resulted in a power outage.
CP24's Arda Zakarian continues our live coverage from the area. Arda, you were there listening to the update from Toronto Fire.
Yes, that's right. They continue to battle the blaze that's inside these 2 condo buildings. But what's happening is the fire is inside the walls. The insulation is burning in between the 2 buildings. That's why it's taking so long. That's why it's really hard to get to. They can't see the fire. They don't have eyes on it. So they're basically trying to work their best to get to the fire as much as possible. Also, another hindrance is that they can't just cut through the walls because there's hydro lines there, gas lines. They have to be very careful for that. But they've managed to bring down the CO2 level, the carbon monoxide level inside these 2 buildings. Here's more from Toronto Fire Services.
We have successfully lowered our CO limits, which is positive news, and we have lowered our floor-to-floor temperatures in the last couple hours, so that is all positive. We do not have eyes on the fire. It is behind walls, so we can't get a visual on how our progress is, so that's how we're doing it. We're using temperature readings and CO levels to kind of give us an idea how the progression is.
In the meantime, 400 units were evacuated and 114 people were housed in hotel rooms. This is in partnership with the Red Cross and the city. They were able to get as many people as they thought that needed help, that reached out to them. They're also asking if you hear this right now and if you need help to contact the Red Cross, and they will give you a place to stay tonight for sure. Now, we also had a chance to hear from the city councilor who thanked everybody, her community, for coming together during this time. But it has been a difficult time for so many who live in these buildings who had to come back for some necessary items. We had a chance to catch up with a couple of them.
I've never gone through anything like this. A lot of the people in the building, and there's a lot of elderly people there with electric wheelchairs, walkers, and a lot of illnesses. And I heard so many people saying, I got to get upstairs to get my medication. And it's not a senior's home, but there's a lot of senior people there.
Right now, I went to get some more of our clothes because we didn't know. I got only like one shirt and everything. So we went back and get some clothes because we don't know how long it's going to take for them to really fix the issue.
As for what caused this fire, well, they don't have an idea just yet. They know where the fire likely started. They think that it started in the P1 level and then worked its way up. So that is still under investigation. Of course, we'll bring that to you live when we find out exactly what caused this fire. Back to you.
Okay, live from East York, CP24's Arda Zakarian. Well, one person is in critical condition. This is after a serious early morning fire in Scarborough.
Smoke could be seen pouring out of the home on Dulverton Road. That's in the Lawrence and Birchmount area. Crews were called out here around 1:30 this morning. 2 people were at home at the time. One woman suffering critical injuries. The other has serious but non-life-threatening injuries.
We've had a number of fires in the last number of days. They are not connected. For some reason in December, it just always happens that the number of fires increase. And that is why it is so critical that we have the support we have from council and the mayor and the senior leadership team. Our crews last night, as I said, we had almost half of our resources cycling through here with multiple other fires and a number of vehicle extrications literally simultaneously. So all emergency service crews last night were busy.
There's no word on the dollar amount of the damage done to the home.
A man and firefighter have been injured in a house fire in Brampton. The fire started just before 8 o'clock this morning in a home on Versailles Crescent near Highway 50 and Cottrell Boulevard. Brampton Fire saying a man was taken to hospital with serious injuries, but is going to survive. The firefighter was also taken to hospital, but is going to be okay. The cause of the fire is under investigation, but at this time, police say it's not believed to be suspicious.
And one person has life-threatening injuries after an East End stabbing. This happened just before 7 o'clock in the morning at Broadview and Danforth. And police say the female victim was taken to hospital in critical condition. A male suspect was arrested near the scene, and witnesses are being asked to call police or Crime Stoppers.
Ontario's police watchdog is investigating after an OPP cruiser was involved in a collision on Highway 400. A passenger vehicle colliding with the police cruiser around 7 a.m. in the northbound lanes near Finch. The officer surviving and suffering minor injuries, while the other driver was taken to hospital with serious injuries. Northbound lanes of the highway, they were closed for hours between the 401 and Finch for the investigation.
Well, charges have been laid in a fatal collision involving a pedestrian in Vaughan. So shortly before 7:30 last evening, a 62-year-old man was hit by a transport truck at Highway 7 and Islington Avenue. He was pronounced dead on the scene. So police say that the truck driver initially left the scene, but was found later near Steeles and Highway 27. The driver, a 65-year-old man from Whitchurch, Stouffville, is charged with dangerous driving causing death and failing to stop at the scene of a crash. And police are asking anyone with information or dash cam footage to contact them.
Police officers in York Region will soon be equipped with body cameras. The service says the devices will be rolled out next spring. Police say the initiative is aimed at promoting transparency and accountability, while also enhancing safety for residents and officers. Body cameras have been introduced by several other police services in the GTA. More consultations are scheduled for the new year.
And police have identified a man wanted in an assault causing bodily harm investigation in North York. So they're looking for 33-year-old Kasim Cummings of Toronto. And police say a person was walking in the Yonge Street and Empress Avenue area before 6 o'clock in the evening on Wednesday. That's when they were approached from behind and assaulted. So the victim was treated in hospital for their injuries. Anyone with information about Cummings can contact police at 33 Division or Crime Stoppers.
It is 5:07, holding at 0 degrees right now, feeling more like -6. This is Live at 5.
Well, coming up, we're going to take a look at some of the communities across Ontario being impacted by a winter storm that's expected to continue into the weekend.
A multi-day storm is expected to continue in central Ontario this weekend after several areas up north were blanketed by snow.
A winter wonderland in Barrie. This is where residents, they're digging out from the snowstorm.
Look at that snow.
Yeah, well, listen to this. Areas off Georgian Bay, they could get between 30 to 40 centimeters today, up to 60 centimeters of snow by the time the storm moves out this weekend.
Wow. Good news for skiers, though. Areas off the eastern shores of Lake Huron also getting snowed in. This footage taken in Wingham, where about 30 centimeters of snow fell overnight. Environment Canada says we could see up to 75 centimeters of snow.
And the storm not having quite the same impact on the GTA. This was footage taken in Oshawa today. Environment Canada is forecasting up to 15 centimeters of snow there, and parts of northern Durham region are expected to get much more snow. A storm's expected to last into tomorrow.
The city has broken ground on one of the country's largest co-op housing developments in Scarborough.
Kennedy Green is located at 2444 Eglinton East. It's a former commuter parking lot. It sits on a city-owned land, which is adjacent to Kennedy Station. The city says that the project is going to deliver 612 new affordable homes. This is in collaboration with the federal government Cooperative Housing Development Program. So Kennedy Green, it'll consist of 2 co-op buildings with a mix of studios, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 3-bedroom apartments.
Many of you will remember Toronto that worked for everyday families, a time when a reliable job meant that you could build a life in the neighborhood where you worked, where owning a home felt within reach. That Toronto slipped away. It didn't slip away by chance. Decisions were made over a decade that pushed homes out of reach for too many people.
The city says the site is one of nearly 100 that are either housing ready or maybe unlocked for new housing.
Well, the Ford government's appointing an administrator to take over the province's real estate regulator. The move is in response to Rico's handling of the iPro Realty scandal. So Public and Business Service Delivery Minister Stephen Crawford says he's heard from consumers, boards, realtors, and brokers who've lost confidence in the regulator. Back in May, Rico discovered that the co-founders of iPro allegedly used $8 million from trust accounts that were meant for down payments and commissions, and instead used the money for operating expenses and payments to investors. But the regulator didn't close the firm or freeze its assets until August.
It is 5:12, feeling like -6. This is Live at 5.
Well, coming up, developing international news, Airbus has ordered the immediate software change on thousands of A320 jets.
Airbus is ordering an immediate software change on its best-selling A320 aircraft in a move that could impact some 6,000 jets. The problem was discovered following an incident on a JetBlue flight from Cancun to Newark last month, where several passengers were injured following a sudden loss of altitude. The change must be carried out before the next routine flight. That's according to a separate bulletin to airlines seen by Reuters, threatening cancellations or delays during, of course, one of the busiest travel weekends of the year in the U.S. and beyond.
Well, a rare hypercar that's believed to be linked to Ryan Wedding has been seized by the FBI. So the Bureau announced the seizure of the $13 million car today. You see it right here, describing it as exceptionally rare. It was found in Los Angeles, where officials allege Wedding, a former Canadian Olympian, established his drug trafficking network using planes, boats, and transport trucks to bring tons of cocaine each year from Colombia. It's not clear if the car belongs to Wedding or a member of his network. Now, Wedding's wanted for ordering several murders in connection with this alleged drug empire, including at least 4 in Ontario and 1 in Colombia.
U.S. President Donald Trump says he will pause immigration from what he's calling third world countries after authorities say an Afghan national shot 2 National Guard soldiers in Washington. Specialist Sarah Beckstrom died of her injuries. A second soldier wounded in the attack remains in critical condition. Officials say the suspect entered the U.S. in 2021 through a program that welcomed around 76,000 Afghan refugees. Trump's threat to pause immigration comes as his administration has pledged to re-examine millions of legal immigrants in the wake of the shooting.
And some encouraging news today from StatsCan. It seems that our economy had a solid third quarter. The agency says that we saw an annualized growth rate of 2.6% last quarter. StatsCan says exports edged up as imports fell sharply, strengthening the national trade balance. The result is better than forecasted by the Bank of Canada. They expected to see a growth of just 0.5 percentage point. Now, the third quarter real GDP results, they show a rebound from a contraction of 1.8% in the second quarter. That's when U.S. tariffs took full effect. And BNN Bloomberg's Lindsay Biscaya joined us earlier to break down the numbers.
We saw a growth rate of 2.6%. That's blowing past economists' expectations. Many were expecting an increase of 0.5%. So we're looking at 2.6. So that's pretty surprising for a lot of people today. That growth driven by investments, mostly in housing, government spending, also exports of crude oil. And some say this is a shift away from the kind of damage we've seen Canada suffer as a result of this trade war.
It is 5:17, 0 degrees. This is Live at 5. It's been a busy day at malls and stores around the GTA. We are live inside Yorkdale Shopping Center for Black Friday. We're going to check in with some shoppers after the break.
Well, the shopping frenzy today as bargain hunters look for Black Friday deals.
Here is a live look at Yorkdale Shopping Center, a report from Retail Council of Canada, finding 73% of shoppers plan to maintain or increase their budgets. They're holding at an average of $975. Like Yorkdale, other malls and stores around the GTA are seeing a lot of traffic today.
Yeah, Black Friday is seen as anchoring the holiday spending season. 53%, they call it the most important shopping moment, though it's now spread across multiple weeks.
It's my birthday, so I was going birthday shopping, and then I'm also Christmas shopping for my friends. I'm looking to spend at least like around 200. I think it's fair to get, good gifts for my friends.
I think it's kind of nice when everyone's all together doing the same thing. You kind of get to see a lot more of the people in the city.
It's not as busy as I thought it would be. Stores were open earlier, so that was good, but there weren't really any sales.
Black Friday really tends to be the launch of holiday shopping. So we anticipate all weekend to be incredibly busy. The consumer is they're deal driven today, right? So by all of the stores stretching some of those deals gives people a little more of an opportunity to find those price sensitive deals they're looking for and shop for the holidays.
I got socks on sale today. Very satisfied with that purchase.
I hope you got a good deal.
I did.
Like it was a really good sale.
I did. There was a promo code and everything included. If you've got a sports fan on your shopping list, you may want to make your way to CF Sherway Gardens.
Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment opened a fan access pop-up today. It's a one-stop shop for sports fans where you can pick up not only jerseys and gear, but also tickets to games, tours of Scotiabank Arena, 50-50 draws, and memorabilia. You're going to find lots of unique items for fans of the Leafs, Raptors, Argos, and TFC. There's also going to be special guest appearances, including current and former players, mascots, and coaches. Former Leafs great Wendell Clark was on hand for today's opening.
All the teams, you're from the football guys, soccer guys, Toronto guys, Cujo and Daryl I know are coming. So we're going to have all the sports covered, and then wait and see. There'll probably be some current guys as well. They just can't announce it yet, but it'll be a fun time here.
The MLSE pop-up experience, it is open as of today through to December 31st during mall hours.
Harborfront Center is being transformed into a winter wonderland with the beginning of Winterfest tonight. And, that's not the only holiday event taking place in the city this weekend.
CP24's Beatrice Vaisman joining us live from Harborfront with more. So it's starting to look a lot like Christmas, it looks like, Beatrice.
Yeah, it's starting to look like it, Mel. It's starting to feel like it. It's sounding like it. The Christmas carols playing over the speakers here at the Harborfront Center. And these are some of the first few skaters on this rink here at Harborfront Center. It just opened today and will be open right through the holiday season. I mean, you can see the lights, you can hear the sounds, the tastes of hot chocolate and other treats as well. So much to just warm your heart. I've got Kathy Loblaw here, the CEO of the Harborfront Center. Merry Christmas. I mean, this got to be something special to see finally happening.
It's winter wonderland. Harborfront in the winter, on the waterfront with families, with kids, skating on our new Canadian Tire Jumpstart rink, and just being together and enjoying that it's cold in Canada, so let's make the best of it.
Yeah, we've got to embrace it. Melissa back at the studio said it's starting to feel like Christmas and look like it, isn't it? So what's going on here at Harborfront Center? How can families come down and actually mark and enjoy the start of the holiday season?
Well, today is the kickoff of Winterfest, so we'll start with our tree lighting at 7 o'clock. The skating rink has just opened. We have all sorts of family-friendly activities. There's train rides for the kids around the campus. There's an incredible maze that people can go in and explore and discover. We even have Mr. Dress Up with the Toronto Museum on the campus. There's lots of great food and hot chocolate. We have our Always On Craft and Design studios, and it's just a really special time. We're going to have Stephen Lewis and team, a 35-person choral choir that will sing and perform for everyone who's down here tonight. And every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday till December 21st, there will be a little bit of magic and winter wonderland, and everyone's welcome to just come and enjoy, and free skate rentals on Saturday. And the campus is open, and it's everyone's campus and everyone's winter, so we're excited.
What does it mean to you and the team to be part of, helping families make memories this time of year? Because a lot of kids, I'm sure, will be learning to skate and putting on those skates for the first time here at the Harborfront Center.
Yeah, it's really special, and that's why we're so excited to be partnering with Jumpstart to make skating more accessible, more barrier-free, having free skate rentals, and just giving people a little bit of that moment of magic, that moment of learning, doing it as a family, doing it as young people. And we know, especially for new Canadians, learning to skate is one of the first things they want to do. And so the rink makes that possible, and we're pretty excited to be a part of that journey.
Do you know where the tree's from that you guys are lighting up?
That's such a good question.
Okay, we'll find out.
Must be from the Great North.
It's got to be from somewhere around here. Lots of amazing local farms. Kathy, thank you so much for your
Thank you
time.
for coming, and come on down and enjoy. It's everyone's harborfront.
No question about it. Thank you. It's actually my first time out here, but it's what a pleasure it is to see some of these people already doing some laps. And you got to love these little kind of assists to those just learning to skate as well. The rink is a lot bigger than it used to be, a lot more spacious. The tunes are going, and the hot chocolate and food is flowing as well. Back to you guys.
Looks like a great spot for families and for first dates. That's always a good spot to visit for those as well. Thanks so much for that, Beatrice. Appreciate it. Heads up for subway riders this weekend on Line 2.
There's going to be no service tomorrow and on Sunday between Jane and Kipling due to TTC track work. Shuttle buses will run in place. Regular service is scheduled to resume Monday morning at 6. And there will be significant disruptions for GO train riders to contend with this weekend.
Service is being modified on the Kitchener and Barrie lines, as well as the Up Express. There will be no GO train service between Bramley GO and Union Station on the Kitchener line, starting tomorrow until the end of service Sunday. There will also be no GO train service between Rutherford GO and Union on the Barrie line. Up Express service will be temporarily suspended as well, with shuttle buses running between Union and Pearson. Metrolink says the disruptions are needed to accommodate critical track work. A flag raising was held at City Hall ahead of the Toronto Scepter's home opener this weekend.
1, 2, 3, let's go! Woo!
Well, Captain Blair Turnbull and Assistant Captain Renata Fast, they were joined by Mayor Olivia Chow to hoist the flag into the sky. General Manager Gina Kingsbury and Head Coach Troy Ryan also took part in the ceremony. The Scepters began their season against the Boston Fleet at Coca-Cola Coliseum tomorrow afternoon.
Raising this flag is more than a symbol of pride. It's a celebration of progress in women's professional sports and a reminder of the power sports has to bring communities together.
Today's flag raising is not only symbolic of our season opening, season 3, it's a powerful reminder of the commitment we made to this city to honor Toronto through our work, our culture, and the way we lead in all we do.
Puck drop for tomorrow's home opener is at 2 p.m.
It's 5:28, holding at 0. This is Live at 5.
We are live on Thorncliffe Park Drive in East York. That's where some residents are still waiting to find out when they're going to be able to return home. Following an electrical fire, we've got an update from the scene. We're live on Thorncliffe Park Drive. It's been more than 24 hours since an electrical fire broke out. Some residents still don't know when they're going to be able to return home.
And we're also following developing international news. Airbus has ordered an immediate software change on its best-selling aircraft. It could impact 6,000 jets all around the world.
And we might not have received snow in the heart of the city, but a winter storm is expected to linger into the weekend in places like Simcoe County, other parts of Ontario as well.
And it's going to start feeling a lot more like Christmas in the city this weekend. We are live at Harbourfront Centre. This is where Winterfest is set to begin tonight.
And this is Live at 5. Thanks for being with us. Hello, I'm Melissa Duggan.
I'm Bakari Savage. Welcome to Live at 5. Well, the first major blast of winter storm slammed Simcoe County this morning.
And the storm is expected to continue through the weekend. For the latest on the conditions, we go live to CTV Barrie's Mike Lang. Mike, it is looking like winter where you are right now.
Well, you know what? During the commercial break, the snow actually momentarily stopped. It was coming down like crazy a few minutes ago, but right now it took a break, and that's because it's a classic example of a lake effect snowstorm, which began last night, where you're driving up the 400 from Toronto, right around exit 75, kilometer 75. That's Cookstown Highway 89. you'll see mostly green grass. But then 10 kilometers later at 85 Innisfil Beach Road, that is typically when you'll start to see the snow start to come, right? And then once you get to kilometer 90 into Barrie, then it could be a total whiteout. And you have to think of it kind of like thunderstorms in the summer, where you have a very concentrated area of rainfall, of heavy rainfall and thunderstorms, and they move very, very quickly. You kind of have to think of snow squalls up here in the snow belt, kind of like that, which comes straight from Georgian Bay.
Okay, so Mike, I don't know if you can, scoop up a handful of snow, but can you describe the type of snow? Is this like heavy and wet, or is it powdery?
Well, let's see what we could do right over here. So I would say it's hard to describe. Right now, on the ground, I would say it's a little bit wet. But when it's coming down and hitting me, it feels like a little bit like almost like hail, but not sharp hail, because you could kind of hear it accumulating on your jacket or on your vehicle, right? It has a little bit of a crispiness to it.
I got to confess, when we were looking at some of those images out of Barrie, I thought for a second, are they showing video from last year? But no, this has all just happened. Oh, Mike, what are you expecting from the weather this weekend?
Well, the snow squall warnings are remaining in effect until, I think last I checked was Sunday. And yeah, the snow's expected to continue. And yeah, you mentioned last year, I was in this exact position just about 50 kilometers north up in Aurelia, covering the massive snowstorm that we had up in the Muskokas. That was over 100 centimeters of snow. So I don't think it's going to get to that level, but they're certainly expecting, I think, upwards of 40 plus centimeters up here in Simcoe County.
And Mike, along with that, any reminders or warnings for drivers who are going to be heading up there?
Well, for drivers coming up from Toronto, first of all, not all of them, I'd imagine, would have winter tires. So those that don't have winter tires are being asked to give themselves more braking distance, of course, but also to be very wary of snowplows. They're working around the clock to clear city streets and highways as well. So give them plenty of space. And then also, that's obviously if you have to be on the roads, because if you don't have to be, then authorities are saying to stay home.
Well, it is a welcome sight for skiers and snowboarders. Hopefully more of that to come for them. CTV Barrie's Mike Lang, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thanks, Mike. Okay, the snow is also impacting other communities across the province.
Areas off the eastern shores of Lake Huron also getting snowed in. This footage was taken in Wingham, where about 30 centimeters of snow fell overnight. Environment Canada says we could see up to 75 centimeters of snow there.
Well, the storm not having quite the same impact on the GTA. This footage was taken today in Oshawa. Environment Canada is forecasting up to 15 centimeters of snow there. And parts of northern Durham region are expected to get much more. The storm is expected to last into tomorrow. And residents of 2 Thorncliffe Park high-rises, they're still out of their apartments. This is following a fire that resulted in a power outage.
CP24's Arda Zakarian has been following this story for us, joining us live with the latest on this situation. And Arda, this must be so tough for residents to plan for. How much do they take with them, and how long are they going to be out of those homes?
Well, I saw them rolling out suitcases, bags of things, as much as basically they could carry as many things that they thought were necessary, because there still isn't a timeline as to when these residents can go back to their homes. Now, 400 units were evacuated, 114 people were housed in hotels, other people went to family members, other places as well. And it's been quite difficult for the people that have been displaced, especially not knowing when they can go back. I spoke to a couple of people who said, one person said she got medication, another person said that she had children, and it was just a difficult time, and she'd never been through anything like this before. But the update that we got just around 4:30 did say, one, there is no timeline still, and two, the good news is that they have been able to lower the carbon monoxide level. That level was very high. That's why a lot of people could not stay here, during the 5-alarm fire. That's what it was at its height. 77 fire trucks came to put out this blaze. However, However, they're still working on putting out the fire. That's because it's in a very difficult place. It's in between the walls. The insulation is burning, and it's in between the two buildings where this is all happening. We got an update as to where they think the fire might have started.
All we know is there's an ignition point down low in the building, maybe in the P1 area, to this actual substrate that's burning, and it's wicked its way up. Further investigation will tell ignition point, but at that point we just know that is the point, that the cause of origin, but not a determination on it.
Now let's hear from the couple of people, the residents that I had a chance to catch up with earlier today, as to how they're doing.
Looking at it on a positive note, thank God, nobody got injured, nobody got killed. Everybody was taken care of. They sent a lot of people to hotels that they didn't have anywhere to go, or family to stay with. Yeah, so anyway, here's hoping tomorrow is a better day.
The firefighters, they're doing their best to do, and then they're very so helpful to us. They really make sure that everyone's everyone is safe.
The Red Cross is sending out a message. If anyone does need a place to stay for tonight, they are ready to put you up in a hotel. The number is 1-800-850-5090. You can call them, and they say they'll take care of you. Back to you.
Thanks so much for that update, Arda. Certainly a story we're going to follow closely here on CP24. Expect more updates tonight and through tomorrow. One person is in critical condition after a serious early morning fire. It happened in Scarborough.
Smoke could be seen pouring out of the home on Dulverton Road. That's in the Lawrence and Birchmount area, rather. Crews were called out here. This was around 1:30 this morning. 2 people were at home at the time. 1 woman suffered critical injuries. The other has serious but non-life-threatening injuries.
Our crews forced their way in and fought their way through horrible conditions. Were able to locate 1 occupant, immediately removed that occupant, and began life-saving measures. The occupant was vital signs absent. Firefighters commenced CPR and then immediately transferred the occupant to the care of Toronto Paramedic Services, and they were rushed to hospital. The last information I have at this time is the person is still alive in life-threatening condition.
There's no word on the dollar amount of the damage done to that home.
And a man and firefighter have been injured in a house fire in Brampton. So the fire started just before 8 o'clock this morning at a home on Versailles Crescent near Highway 50 and Cottrell Boulevard. Brampton Fire says a man was taken to hospital with serious injuries, but is going to survive. The firefighter was also taken to hospital. He's going to be okay. The cause of the fire is under investigation, but at this time, police say that it is not believed to be suspicious.
A man has been taken to hospital after an assault in North York. CP24 witnessed the victim being taken into an ambulance in the parking lot of a Michael's near Wilson and Allen Road. Police say the assault happened around 4 o'clock this afternoon. It's unclear how serious the victim's injuries are, but he was in a neck brace when he was taken away, and a pool of blood was on the ground. There's no information on suspects.
And Ontario's police watchdogs investigating after an OPP cruiser was involved in a collision. It happened on Highway 400. A passenger vehicle collided with the police cruiser around 7 o'clock this morning. That was in the northbound lanes near Finch. The officer suffered minor injuries, while the other driver was taken to hospital with serious injuries. Northbound lanes of the highway, they were closed for hours between the 401 and Finch for the investigation.
It is 5:40, 0 degrees, feeling more like -7. This is Live at 5.
And up next, ground has been broken in Scarborough on one of the country's largest co-op housing developments.
The Ford government is appointing an administrator to take over the province's real estate regulator.
The move's in response to Rico's handling of the iPro Realty scandal. So Public and Business Service Delivery Minister Stephen Crawford says he's heard from consumers, boards, realtors, and brokers who've lost confidence in the regulator. Back in May, Rico discovered that the co-founders of iPro allegedly used $8 million from trust accounts that were meant for down payments and commissions, and instead used the money for operating expenses and payments to investors. But the regulator did not close the firm or freeze its assets until August. And ground has been broken in Scarborough on one of the country's largest co-op housing developments.
Kennedy Green is a former commuter parking lot on Eglinton Avenue that sits on city-owned land adjacent to Kennedy Station. The project involves the Cooperative Housing Federation of Toronto, with funding from the city and also from the federal government. The first phase involves 612 affordable homes in 2 nonprofit co-op towers. It's expected to finish in 2029. The second phase of the project will include 307 market price units in a 31-story tower.
Right now, too many families in Scarborough face impossible choice. Do you stay close to your children's school, but then have to go to food bank because the rent's too high, or move further away to find something affordable? Do you plan on your own future or just try to survive today? No family should ever face those difficult choices, not in a city that prides itself on compassion.
The city says that the site is one of nearly 100 that are either housing ready or may be unlocked for new housing.
It is 5:44, 0 degrees. This is Live at 5.
And we're following developing international news. Airbus has ordered the immediate software change on thousands of A320 jets. We're going to talk to an aviation expert next. Airbus is ordering an immediate software change on its best-selling A320 aircraft. This is in a move that can impact some 6,000 jets.
The problem was discovered following an incident on a JetBlue flight from Cancun to Newark last month, where several passengers were injured following a sudden loss of altitude. The change must be carried out before the next routine flight. That's according to a separate bulletin to airlines seen by Reuters, threatening cancellations or delays during, of course, one of the busiest travel weekends of the year in the U.S. and beyond.
And for a close look at the potential impact as we head into the busy holiday travel season, we're joined live by John Craddock, faculty lecturer in aviation management and supply chain management at McGill University. Thanks a lot for joining us. First off, what happened and how?
How did this happen?
Yeah, what exactly happened and how?
This is an incident that really is a reflection of, the way in which our environment is changing. We know these airplanes are built to, in fact, be shielded from normal electromagnetic activity that are going on, things like lightning and things like, minor solar flares. It's when we have these significant solar flares that we're getting see these days, more intense, they last a lot longer, and they have a lot more power to them, and unfortunately, the systems that are being installed on some of these new airplanes may not be shielded to the extent that they should be to handle this new generation of solar flares. So this is an impact of a solar flare that unfortunately incapacitated an aircraft for about 30 seconds. The pilots lost control of the airplane, was into a uncommanded deceleration and descent. And they picked up the airplane about 30 seconds after it started, luckily. But this caused the investigation, and they determined, both Airbus and the National Transportation Safety Board determined that it really was a cause effect of that solar flare that happened last month. Sorry. So it's really a function of the change in the environment in which we fly.
It sounds terrifying that the pilots could lose control of a plane for 30 seconds. Is this a very unusual glitch? I sure hope so.
No, it is. It is. It's extremely rare. It's extremely rare. And this was only one airplane, and there were hundreds of airplanes that were affected by that solar flare. So this is the only one that really had, a severe reaction to that solar flare. And luckily, the crew was able to, in fact, do the work that they had to do to regain control of the airplane. But it is telling that these airplanes that we're flying today, are fly-by-wire airplanes. They're not pneumatic, they're not mechanical, it's electronic. And electronics basically are impacted by electromagnetic forces, such as solar flares. So this is extremely rare, and when it does happen, it's scary. But the airlines and the industry knew what had to be done. The investigation was done by Airbus, and Airbus immediately today issued the order that these 6,000 airplanes should be, in fact, rewired and reprogrammed with new software to basically make sure this problem doesn't recur.
Okay, so John, of those 6,000 actual planes, we have to take a look at Toronto, Pearson Airport, as well as Billy Bishop. What type of impact are we going to see? I mean, how many of these planes are operated by Air Canada, WestJet, and other airlines coming in and out?
Not many. We're in pretty good shape at Pearson and at Billy Bishop. The Air Canada does not operate any of these airplanes that have been affected by this recall, by this grounding. WestJet doesn't fly Airbuses. Porter doesn't fly Airbuses. It's the only carrier in Canada that really has a significant number of these aircraft is Air Transat. I'm not sure how many of the Air Transat flights tonight are going to be operated out of Pearson. So if they are, Air Transat's going to be talking to Airbus about the fix and getting the software update that they need to get this software installed. My biggest concern is really, the U.S. carriers. This is Thanksgiving weekend. And if there's a time of the year where airplanes are going to be full and they're all going to be required to fly, this weekend is it. And between American Airlines and Delta, they have about 500 of these airplanes. So I think they're scrambling to figure out, how quickly can they get the software package installed on these airplanes. Each airplane has to be, in fact, touched individually. So the software package has to be put on these airplanes while they're on the ground. If they're flying, they have to stop at their destination, and they cannot fly until that software is installed. So there's a lot of pressure being put on the U.S. carriers to get their Airbuses updated and back in the air as quickly as they can.
The fix could cause some frustration south of our border during this very busy weekend. Thanks so much for sharing your expertise with us. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Have a great evening.
Thanks, you too, John.
It's 5:52, holding at 0. This is Live at 5.
It's been a busy day at malls and stores around the GTA, especially for you bargain hunters. We are live inside Yorkdale Shopping Center for Black Friday. More on this next. A shopping frenzy today as bargain hunters look for Black Friday deals.
Okay, here's a live look at Yorkdale Shopping Center. A report from the Retail Council of Canada finds 73% of shoppers plan to maintain or increase their budgets, which are holding at an average of $975. So again, here's a live look at Yorkdale. Like Yorkdale, other malls and stores across the GTA, they are seeing a lot of traffic today, although it looks like it kind of died down a little bit.
It's my birthday, so I was going birthday shopping, and then I'm also Christmas shopping for my friends. I'm looking to spend at least like around 200. I think it's fair to get, good gifts for my friends.
I think it's kind of nice when everyone's all together doing the same thing. You kind of get to see a lot more of the people in the city.
It's not as busy as I thought it would be. Stores were open earlier, so that was good. But there weren't really any sales where we went.
Black Friday seen as anchoring the holiday spending season. 53% call it the most important shopping moment, though it is now spread across multiple weeks. Harbourfront Centre, it is being transformed into a winter wonderland with the beginning of Winterfest tonight.
And that's not the only holiday event taking place in the city this weekend. CP24's Beatrice Vaisman joins us live from Harbourfront with more. B, listen, who needs Rockefeller Center? We got the Harbourfront.
Bakari, you and I think alike, because I've actually just met a family from New York. They're here visiting from the Bronx, and I said, this isn't the Rockefeller Center, but it's pretty close. I mean, the vibes are going here at the Harbourfront Center. It certainly feels a lot like Christmas. Look at this rink. It just opened today, and it's getting busier and busier. Even since the last time you and I spoke half an hour ago, there's a lot more people here enjoying the very first day of Winterfest. So speaking of New York and the Bronx, I've just met Navin and Darshane, my co-worker Bakari said this is not like the Rockefeller Center, is it? But who needs it when you've got all this going on?
No, it's very nice out here. We're enjoying the nice weather, and it's nice and festive. So,
Darshana, you've got your skates on. Yeah. Have you hit the ice yet?
Yeah, I have.
And how is it?
It's very nice. It's fun out there.
Tell me about the vibes. What are the vibes like here?
Very Christmassy and holiday-like.
Yeah. Navin, tell me about being here. Does it do something for the vibes for you, get you in the spirit?
We're enjoying the Christmas season here right now, and enjoying we left for Thanksgiving, so we came here to enjoy some of the warm Christmas festival that you guys have. I want to get some fun out of it and head back.
Something to do to make memories together, right, as a family?
Yeah, we do. Try to enjoy as much as we can with my daughter here, before she all grown up.
Before she's all, I heard you're turning 13, so it's got to enjoy the family time, right?
Yeah. 100%.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Enjoy your visit. Enjoy the time. Thank you. Let's take a walk over to the hot chocolate stand. This is what it looks like. You see these guys here? They've got the hot chocolate. It's free, by the way, today and tomorrow. Look at these large vats that they keep loading into this stand. I mean, they've got regular hot chocolate, and they've got candy cane, Biscoff, cookie, hot chocolate. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it, ladies? We're live on CP24. I'm sorry to bombard you. How does that taste?
It tastes pretty good.
What are the vibes in here like?
Festive. I feel like I'm in a Lifetime movie for real.
Oh, yeah. The Lifetime is this little Hallmark Christmas movie. The lights, the sounds, the spirit. What are the vibes?
We're visiting from New York.
I thought I heard the accent.
All right. So we're definitely excited. It's nice. We're having a good time.
Amazing. Enjoy. Cheers. Can we get a cheers? Let's get a look at that hot chocolate. Cheers live from the Harborfront Center. Bakari and Mel. Who needs the Rockefeller Center?
It looks like we got the New York seal of approval there. That hot chocolate looking pretty good as well. Thanks so much for that, Beatrice.
All right, it's 5:59, holding at 0. This is Toronto's breaking news, CP24.
Thank you so much for watching. CTV News at 6 is next.